Come on, guys, you know the drill.
Good morning. All right, we're gonna watch. Who's leading us? Okay, Trey, we're gonna get started. So, just
Thanks
quick.
for all being on time today.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Quick reflections. What is that again? Learning model. Why are we here?
For our families and our customers.
Support our families and make our customers' lives easier. Just be careful. He's gonna block my screen. That's right. He's customers on the side. What is that?
Think on our feet.
Take ownership. Show. Have. Pride. What does pride do? Blinds you to what?
What you don't know.
What you need to learn most. What's that?
Waste.
Who wastes?
All of us.
All the time. How many? 24? 7. All right. I'm going to quickly read through chapter 3. So everybody get to.
Chapter 3, One Piece Flow. The following weeks were like a religious retreat for me, an immersion into a new way of thinking. After my introduction to the power of eliminating waste and the concept of continuous improvement, I was introduced to the idea of one piece.
Shit. Did I just stop it? Sorry. So I have to keep that going.
Making one product at a time. This concept is about as
Interesting.
counterintuitive as it can get to the modern American mind. For the past century, our culture has been steeped in the manufacturing economy that relies on mass production. We live in the era of bigger and better. Supersize me. And if something is good, more is better, right? Fastcap was no exception. We operated our shop floor in a mass production, big batch mode, thinking, which is exactly the opposite of one piece flow. At Fastcap, we produce large batches of products regardless of how many orders we had from customers, because we believed we were saving time and money. As it turned out, we were creating more work and mountains of waste using the batch production model. We produced one of our products called the Laser Jam in a batch of 100. By our own calculations, it took about 45 minutes to produce each Laser Jam. A batch of 100 took us about 75 work hours to complete from beginning to end. By producing them in batches of 100, we thought we were saving time, ensuring that we always had the product on hand to fill orders as they came in. When Brad and John suggested we start making these one at a time and only made on an order-by-order basis, I thought they were out of their minds. I believe my actual words were, no, that will never work. There's some saying about teaching an old dog new tricks. That comes to mind right now. The manufacturing environment I had created required enormous amounts of space dedicated towards making this product. Making them in batches of 100 meant that we needed to accommodate 100 Laser Jams for each step of the process. For starters, we needed enough workbench space to hold 100 Laser Jams at a time. This created a very spread out situation that required transportation resources to move the Laser Jam from one part of the plant to another. The batch production process was consuming our space, equipment, and personnel resources and money. I looked at this as the necessary evil in exchange for efficiency. Making 100 at a time made the most sense to me. In humble compliance to Brad and John's recommendation, we started making one Laser Jam at a time. By any experienced manufacturer's first glance, this process would be too tedious and time-consuming to make sense. I was eager to show these so-called experts what a futile process this was going to be. I was humoring them, or so I thought. They spent the first week rearranging everything we did into small U-shaped manufacturing cells. My company started to look like some Asian revolution had invaded, and I was the victim. Remember how much confidence I had in my great company and my manufacturing ability? Well, it was nothing short of humiliating watching these young, inexperienced kids rearrange almost everything about our company, stripping our shop floor to the most fundamental components. It was like somebody saying, Paul, your baby's ugly. We'll take it from here. So much for my young hip company. What do you think happened? Once again, my eyes were open to the magic of lean thinking. Using one piece flow, each Laser Jam was produced from beginning to end by one person who was able to visually inspect the whole process as he or she assembled it. This one-at-a-time process allowed us to catch mistakes as they were happening. Perhaps a hole was off-center, or maybe a knob was not screwed on correctly. Whatever the mistake, we were able to catch it during the production process for each Laser Jam, rather than at the end of the batch. Fixing one defective Laser Jam is easy. Having to fix 100 defective Laser Jams at the end of a batch is a disaster. Improvements like these had a transformative ripple effect as well. Not only did we see each product getting produced with more personalized care, attention, and very few mistakes, if any, but the rest of the process began to go more smoothly as well. Billing the orders, loading, shipping, billing, and the back and forth cash flow associated with this process was immediately simplified. Rather than having 100 laser jams to store, inventory, and track, we had 0 because each laser jam was produced to fill an order. It was produced, packaged, boxed, shipped, and paid for. This also meant that we weren't spending money producing something that hadn't been sold. We had a lot less inventory and labor hours sitting on the shelf. Imagine that. A good visual is to imagine all the finished goods as though they were heads of lettuce wilting by the hour. One piece flow simplified and improved every other part of the manufacturing process. The lean thinking was beginning to make sense to me in a really counterintuitive way.
Okay, so the one thing, make a batch and waste will be everywhere. Or make one, make it right, and waste will magically disappear. Okay, so it's a quite an important concept that came from manufacturing. What they realized is there's a lot of waste coming from thinking, okay, we're going to do big batches. When in the industry that I was working in with horticulture, we had to do big batches. And that's only because it took so long to get the product right. But everything else we can refine, and you can look back and bring it down to try and bring it down to a single piece as much as possible. So we're going to go through an example here of one piece throw. So there's a video I'm going to show you. Great example why one piece flow actually has a big time difference. Okay, so you got two people. This is a batch work, so they've got 2 orders they're filling out. This one is doing one at a time. Same person. So do the 2 boxes at the same time. You need a lot more inventory space there. So say you did 10, then you're gonna need a whole big another table. This person's laying everything out. Then she's getting all the packets out there and then putting one and one in versus there. She's already done the one, right? She's on her second one. She finished. This one's still doing the batch work. Put all the stickers, done. So, difference between the two is that took about 13 minutes, 13 seconds. This one took 2 minutes, 23 seconds. So there's about a 50-second difference in between there. Now say she does that all day, she does 100 orders, that's 83 minutes a day difference. It's an hour, almost an hour and a half difference if somebody did that all day. And if you do that throughout the year, it's about 40 working days. Just that small difference. It's amazing how time in seconds it's like being penny wise but pound foolish. So do you see the waste? Yeah.
I can't see that production model working in everything.
That's where we have to test it. So that's where you can only know by actually testing it and measuring it. Because you think it's intuitive to thinking, oh no, that's gonna work if you do big batches. But that's where waste is hidden. That's what I'm trying to teach you. That's what he's also saying. In that chapter is like, no, we had to do 100 laser jams at a time because it's more efficient and we always had stock and stuff. And the guys came in and said, no, put it upside down, work one unit cell at a time. Okay, so we're going to do a little example here. So before we do that, so batch work, batching tasks together, there's a lot of hidden waste. There's a lot of hidden work that you don't see. Requires more space, more transportation, more people required. So that's what we do. We throw a lot of people at the job and think, we'll put the people and the people, just more hidden waste. Now the other thing with this is, okay, so one piece flow, you try and do one task at a time as much as you can. You catch defects early. Remember what he said is, if you say you do a laser jam or a product, you do 100 of them, and then you realize, oh my goodness, the one part is failed. Now you got to go back and rework all those ones. Whereas if you could caught it in just one cell, it avoids the defects and all the wasted or the hidden wastes. Less overprocessing, saving time, saving space, reduced transformation, knock-on effect to other departments. Okay, so a little activity we're going to do is paper plane folding. Okay, so we're going to need 2 teams here. All right, we're going to, so what we're going to do, we're going to have team 1. We're going to do Josh and Kijan over there. All right, so you got your paperwork here. Okay, Daniel and Trevor, your team 2. Okay. So what we're going to do, okay, so I've got, put your 5 pieces of paper, get 5 pieces of paper, and just put them together in a pile.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna practice here. Okay. So that's the 2 are practice.
Okay. 2 are practice. Okay.
Say again. Can I see? All right. So team 1. So I got Kijan and Josh, who's team 1. All right. Let me just quickly turn this around so we get this on footage. Do you want me to change the? Can they see?
I want to get technical.
Okay.
Josh.
It's all right. Okay, so team 1, Josh and Kijan. Okay, you're going to make batches, okay? So you got a batch of 5 planes. 1 person folds like the below. And once they've done all 5, they're going to pass it on to department 2, who's going to do the next batch. Okay, so this is so Kijan, you're going to fold. So you're going to take a spare one, okay? You're going to fold it in half. That's your first step. Okay, then you open it up. And that's your next step. Then you fold a corner like that. And then you fold the other corner. Okay. And then you put it in a pile. Okay? Okay, so don't do the rest. So that's what you're going to do for those 5. Okay, so once the 5 pile are done, you're going to give it to Josh. Josh is going to do it. Okay. All right. All right. Josh, you do this one.
Yeah. Do that.
You know that?
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to fold it half. And then flip that. That's right. That's that side. And flip the other side. Okay, he's built planes before. Okay, so that's the finished product. All right, Trevor, you guys do a practice as well. So Trevor, you do these, do this fold. So you're doing a half. You open it up. Corner. Corner. All right, and then you pass it on. Now the difference is that you guys are doing batches, so it's going to be so efficient. We're going to have Kijan doing 5 at a time, and then she's only going to pass it on to Josh. Okay. Whereas Trevor is going to, once he does one, he's going to pass it on to Daniel. Okay, we're going to see the difference. All right, can I get someone with a stopwatch?
You're not a phone.
So you're going to do all
On a
5 and then
phone.
pass it. Okay.
All right, so you got a stopwatch. So you're gonna, yeah, that's the one. Stopwatch. Okay, do you want? I'll take the stopwatch. And
No pressure.
okay, we're gonna be timing this. Okay, so are you guys ready? You got your 5 pieces of paper.
Yeah.
I'll give those away.
Yeah.
Does Daniel need to practice do you want to practice the other one? Just practice this one. Fold in half and fold. That's it. Turn around. Okay. All right. Are you? Sorry, you're gonna have to open that up again for me. Okay. Are you guys ready? You got your 5 pieces of paper.
I'm
Okay.
not doing batches.
No, they're gonna do batches. You're gonna do one at a time. So you do fold, and then you pass it on to him, and he can start. All right.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah, your marks, get set, and go. All right. Who's going for Team Kijan? Who's going for Team Trevor? All right. So I'm a customer. I'm at your doorstep now, and I say, Can I get one paper plane, please? Who's going to have paper planes ready? Yeah. Now, what if I say, hey, can I get the paper plane in a yellow color? Who's going to have the yellow color ready first?
Me.
Yeah. Why?
They're already making a
Yeah,
finished
bring
product.
it one by one.
Yeah.
Like that, one by one.
You're holding the thing down, you're standing there.
It's waiting time, right? A lot of waiting time.
Are we done?
Okay.
Okay, now Josh can get it, and he's flat out. He's sweating just doing this. He's like under pressure. He knows he's got a deadline. He already. Oh wait, hang on. There's a defect of it there,
We're good. He's angry for the day.
and he's coming and he's going.
Playing contest.
And Josh he's one of the best workers here. He really wants to do his best, but oh my goodness, he's rushing and he's making mistakes. Are you guys done?
Oh, thank you.
And then here comes the boss. The boss is helping in because everybody's sweating and trying to do his work as hard as possible. Yeah.
Finish those.
What the hell's that?
Yeah. That's called a defect.
That's a defect.
That's industrial sabotage.
Well,
So yes. So then they took about a minute and a half to do those 5 planes. They took about another extra 30 seconds. So it's a great little example to show difference between batch work and single piece flow. And that's why when they got in manufacturing, they took stopwatches and measured everything and realized this is the most efficient thing. Okay, so it's only efficient when you're actually assembling the final product. Okay, and we'll go through some examples of what that looks like. Was that a good example?
Yeah.
Can you start seeing the hidden wastes and things as well?
Wasted 10 pages of paper.
It's learning. It's never waste. All right. So one piece flow.
But how often do we actually work in batches? Any of these sound familiar? I print everything out, then I stuff envelopes last. Sorry, we require a minimum order of 200. I won't be going. I have a stack of contracts to work through this weekend. What a coincidence. I have a stack of orders on my desk. I have a stack of patient charts to file. Those charts took me so long that now I have a backup of meds to order. We only offer that procedure on Tuesdays when the specialist comes in. I sit down and respond to all my emails at the end of the day. So much for common sense. Now imagine if we all worked closer to one piece flow. How would it affect our lead times? How would it affect our labor? What happens to our quality if Department 1 and 2 sit together? What about our inventory costs if we don't have stuff piled up and waiting? And beyond that, how would it help our office productivity, customer service, patients, government? So, what would you do with an extra 30 minutes or more every hour? And more importantly, when are you going to start?
Cool little. We don't realize how often we do batch work. It's everywhere, and that's what I'm trying to realize. I want you guys to realize it, and then to challenge it. Challenge that it actually goes faster. So here's another great example of.
If you've ever been to an airport, you'll see an escalator and you'll see an elevator. People move towards the escalator, they go onto it, they're off the other side. That's one piece flow. As opposed to an elevator, where you'll see a large batch, 10 people standing at the elevator, the doors open, 10 people get in, it goes upstairs, and 10 get off. But while that's moving and getting out, there's another batch of 10 waiting at the bottom. So that's batch production. So it's an elevator versus an escalator. We used to be the elevator, and now we're the escalator, where we're making chairs. Every 22 minutes, we're making a chair. We're not waiting until a Thursday evening or a Friday morning to finish 50 chairs. We're making them as the customer orders them. Crazy.
So that's a great example. Escalator versus an elevator, right? It's a great little example. All right. Share one task that you batch with your team. What do you think that you do batch work, Chris? Can you think of anything?
So we're picking an order. Someone picks the cool room, someone picks the freezer, someone picks the ambient and the packaging. they're all in separate places at the moment.
Mm.
So when the customer comes, someone's got to find 3 pieces, put it back together, and get it to go.
Mm.
That's essentially batch work, rather than have it all done, keep it in the cooler room, or in the freezer, depending on what sort of lead time we've got. That's what's turning up.
Great, great. So it's something I want us to challenge, right? Let's work it out. Let's do an
That seems to be
example.
flexible, Mike.
Yeah. So what about you? Batch work with your computer. Do you wait for credit notes to pile up before you do it?
No.
What else do you do?
Batch work is better.
Batch work is better. Explain. Do you understand?
Teamwork is better.
Teamwork is better. Okay.
Quick.
Can you think of something that you do batching? Like, do you wait for all your emails to fill up, then you go to do it?
I always clean up the emails.
You always clean up the emails. Okay. Sorry, I forgot to. Okay. You want to add anything? No. Okay, Kajan, what about you? Any batch work?
I usually wait for a few orders for pickup to come through and then take it all in one big.
And then you get distracted, and then you.
Yes.
So I want to challenge that with you.
Yeah.
What about you, Josh?
Probably emails.
Yeah.
Because I'm out all day, they kind of gather up and get them all at once.
And emails are the worst kind of communication because it's very slow.
Correct.
It's very slow. So emails, it's important because it captures information, but if it's something that can be just communicated over WhatsApp, that's why I do a lot of WhatsApp with just audio, because it's a press of a button, send a message. I don't have to sit there and type. I actually save seconds, which end up in hours.
Sure.
What about you, Adam?
I'll just pick in mostly.
Yeah.
Batch picking, yeah.
Trevor's sweating because he's like, I don't know how to do it with all the transportation.
Mine will probably be receipting.
Yeah.
Because we'll have to go downstairs, wait for the stack from the guys, bring it up, and we do it in batches.
Yeah.
So.
And that's only because it's a physical distance, right? You have to
Yeah.
wait till there's a lot of
Because I
couple
can't
there.
go downstairs every 5 minutes to check the pigeonhole. So I'll go down every hour, and then there's a stack there, so we'll do it.
That's right. Yeah. And that's where we have to challenge that. That's why I'm here. We're like, okay, can we do that digitally? Is there a way that as it's receipted, you get somewhere you can go onto a screen and say, okay, that's been receipted, and then you don't have to travel or something. What about you, Matthew?
Well, also receiving, but I guess inquiries at a later date when all the order and most of the receipting has been done, we can then focus on the batch of inquiries.
Okay. Good.
Putways. I usually wait until the end of the day to do putways.
You wait until the end of the day.
Yeah, because
Oh, you mean, he means the registering
Yeah,
side.
registering
not
side. Yeah.
not the actual physical.
Okay, yeah. So there's a good point, because if you do it at the end of the day, so you've actually physically moved it.
Yeah.
Say we needed stock and this just came in and we took an order from it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have done the put away, which means the inventory wouldn't be right.
Yeah.
And that's where one piece flow.
sometimes if there's no stock, I have to do the putway. So
Yeah.
then it will show in the system.
Tom?
Well, I'll go when I was working on night shifts, because I mostly work alone in the freezer. So when we would get all the paperwork on night, the first thing you look at is the biggest order of hot chips. You see a customer needs 100 or cartons of hot chips, you grab them first, and myself makes it easier. And you can stack all the orders and that on top. It just makes it a lot easier in the freezer when you're working like that with a team. Too easy.
My one is credit notes and claims. When I process claim, I try to put claim everything in one go
Yeah.
with everyone. So it's making more time consuming.
Yeah, it's here. This is why, again, I want to challenge you guys to try think small, think one piece flow if we can. Daniel, what about you?
In picking order, I think. Yeah.
Some batch work there. What about you, Trevor? Where's your batch work?
Yeah, I think all over the organisation. Pretty much every department would do their stuff in batches.
Just because it's
maybe we need to question the whole process.
Exactly. We need to question it.
Process
And
before
the only way to question it is to time, right? So We're going to start looking at our processes and using clocks because that's the most efficient way or the most effective way. And it's not to diminish you or anything like it. It's to challenge you and make your processes better, right? You work smarter, not harder.
From accounts point of view, it's accounts follows. So it's the other way around. As the business process ends, report starts, everything else starts.
Yeah.
It's more of a supporting wherever support is required or however it is. So accounts would come last in priority. Everything else goes in first.
Yeah.
So it goes in batches at times, it goes in individual. So whenever there is priority, that's the first thing. Emails at a priority has to be read. Cannot be kept unread.
Good.
Quickly
Excellent.
responding, but yeah.
Excellent. All right. So, vital lesson there, one piece flow. Okay. So next meeting, we're going to do chapter 4. It only gets better from here. So quick reflection. What's that again? Learning model. Why are we here? To make our customers' lives and support our. That's it. Think. Take. Show. Have. What is it gonna? What's pride blinding you to? What you can learn most. What are we? Waste generators. What's the plane? The plane is one piece flow. One piece flow. Okay. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. I hope you learned something.